The US government wants to use blockchain to keep track of important market info. What setup are they going to choose? Pay attention to this. You can also find out a lot more about the US hoard of digital assets and what that might mean. I found out more about the XRP CME group and how it has changed over time. I also think we've hit some crazy new counts and goals. At the end of this movie, I'd also like to talk about some XRP FUD and fan anger. If you want to stay for that, it's getting hot. First, let's play this game. Is there any other way we can get it and add it to the stored goods? You wanted to know about this meeting at the White House in March. During that meeting, David Sachs, who was in charge of crypto, asked us to go around and tell the people in charge about something they hadn't touched yet. When it was my turn, I told them about an article I wrote with another former Marine Coin Fund president, Chris Perkins, a few weeks before. It was there that we asked for the return of a constitutional clause called Article 1. Section 8 of the Constitution says that Congress has the right to send out letters of marque and reprisal. In the 17th and 18th centuries, when countries let merchants arm their ships and strike foreign ships as a form of war, especially by countries that didn't have a strong navy, that term was used a lot. John Paul Jones and the privateers were too. That's it. Even if a tech company does great work, the new John Paul Jones would be the one who hacks back against the Lazarus Group and other state-backed hacking groups. That was taken. It is planned that Congress will allow the executive branch to send these letters in this case. I've been quietly pushing for us to have a competition where companies that want these letters MW sent first have to show that they have the hacking and other computer skills to do the job. More than one company would have the chance to win. Before they could hack back, we would give them a list of conditions they had to meet. This was done to keep it from becoming something people could use to hurt their enemies. It would be clear who they were after. Their only job would be to hurt our enemies, which we would know who they are. Then the bravest online pirates of the 21st century would be found. They might get a small piece of it, like people who blow the whistle. Yes, take a cut of the money that comes in when they blow the whistle. Such things have happened before. At the very top of the government, people talk about strange things. Along with blockchain tech companies, we want to work with you. One way to describe it is that we want to be pirates in the 21st century. Dude, I tried to follow it. Okay, let's get this over with, I thought. Business will start putting their numbers on the blockchain now that you are president of crypto. The GDP will be put on the blockchain so that people can share info with it. After that, the whole government will be able to use it. You all have the power to do it. We just need to work out the details, and then we can do it. Okay, a few things here. The government wants to keep track of a lot of different types of data. Blockchain could help them do that. I think Italy looks great. The government does keep a record of all of this that can't be changed, but new information needs to be added to it all the time. Now, information about the number of jobs over the last few months became public. This is one of the most important events of the past few weeks. In case people don't understand, the US government sends polls to companies all the time, all over the country. They need to go back to those polls right away. Because of this, how many people have you fired? How many people did you hire? Then what does the rate look like for the business? Putting these numbers together takes a lot of thought. Some of that info takes a while to catch up when companies don't get back on time or take a few extra weeks. After that, as they learn more, they either move the real data points up or down. I don't know how. Everything will work out. They want this information because it comes from the US government. That means it has to be totally safe. I think they will pick a business like Chainlink because that's what it does for a living. They use Oracle and data to link old systems to new ones like trains. It has nothing to do with settling down. Our goal is not to talk about stable coins. Things that are kept on a blockchain are what we're talking about. That's what I think of. Then write what you think below. But that's the first thing that comes to mind for me when I hear this. Let me think about this for a moment. You can see that a lot of new people have joined. This means that someone wants to send you 100% more XRP whenever you see something like this in crypto. You can send it in and we'll send it back to you. On Telegram, YouTube, Discord, and X, everyone is out to get your money. Until you know for sure it's not a scam. Think of everything you see as one. Yes, just remember that. You'll save a lot of money. Some very smart people still believe this nonsense. I also worry a lot about the people who watch this show and my show. I know that YouTube has trouble stopping these types of scams. Also, I believe some of these tricks have been used in XRP movies before. That's how they want to get us. Be very careful. Keep as much XRP as you can. Do not let this bother you. Thank you. Also, please, please, please don't fall for it. We got it done. Isn't this big news? I've already made a movie about this. In China, there is a $1 trillion tool for supply chain banking called the XRP Ledger. It is run by Logistics, a big FiTech company. Guys, this news is very important. Why is this important? I'm going to use something from my last movie. Hold on a second. This has more and better facts than that. This is what I'm going to say. We now have direct links between the XRP record and 2,156 large-based businesses and 377 financial institutions. This is a big deal. It also works with 330,000 small and medium-sized businesses in 27 countries around the world and 29 provinces in China. Some of the biggest companies in the world are on the list: ChemChina, China Mobile, China Railway, Costco, China Gas, Kafko, Nike Under Armour, and Xing Mining. This means that XRP Ledger is at the center of the most important cross-border business trade. There are over 1 billion people in the world living in China. There are a lot of business deals, and it's very valuable. It looks like some big names are going to do all of their business on the XRP system. Now that the XRP Ledger has been picked, things should get really interesting. There are many blockchains that this big company could choose from. What do they think makes XRP better than other technologies? That's the thing I need to know. Think about being a fly on the wall of the meeting and being able to hear everything that was said. Do flies really have ears? I'm not sure. It's been said. Let's keep going. It basically talks about adding supply chain finance to the XRP system so that trade finance can be turned into tokens. Link Logos is tokenizing assets in robo-trade, such as bills and debts. These big businesses would benefit from being able to settle these assets across countries using digital tokens and being open as long as the deals are backed by real goods or cash flows. Trade, banking, and other fields that handle more than $5 trillion around the world can now use the XRP record and Ripple's blockchain. Not a big deal, guys. I really want to see that. I believe we will hear more and more news like this from other places. I really love that. Bank XRP made this. In the first 3 months, 1 billion people were interested in CME Group XRP futures. I just want to give you some extra information. It's important. Remember that this was passed in the middle of 2025. The record for XRP contracts on CME shows that big businesses and institutions are getting more active. The futures market is being used by these players to avoid speculation and get fake publicity. Ripple's recent legal win and continued growth, mostly in RRL-USD, which has a market cap of $686 million, make rules clearer. This makes it safer for ETF providers to file and plan for spot product launches. Why the $1 billion mark for open interest is important. There is more open interest on the CME, which means that a lot of money is going into XRP. This makes it the contract that is growing the fastest among big crypto assets. This shows that people want something right now. It sounds like a lot of people want CME and XRP. The futures milestone also meets the standards for listing with the SEC. Oh, I see. I said that derivative markets had to be strong and busy, or else spot ETF status would happen. That was a big problem that was now solved. Talks about 8 big spot ETF filings and waits for an October ruling from the SEC. These will begin to arrive on October 18th, 19, and 20, along with a few other days after that. Let's say these can be done by the end of October. November and December would be 2 more months. You may already know that Matt McClug is the CEO of Canary Capital. He thinks $5 billion will be made in the first 30 days. I'm not sure if that will work.